Welcome my friends, this is Maniacal Incorporated, and here we are. The thrilling conclusion to almost a year and a half of violence, over a year and a half of violence. Frankie started his, I don't know what you'd call it, his campaign to take control of Chicago on St. Patrick's Day, March 1920. And now we are down to just two enemies begging us for peace. The Bank of Ireland wants to meet with us and discuss our mortgage. So I'm going to take care of that first of all. I won't say drag out the episode. I'm kind of worried. And I don't know who I'm worried about. Dino Bennion himself has a very dangerous ability, which is basically where he starts lobbing grenades out of his gun, a rocket launcher. It can deal a lot of damage should everyone end up in a close space, and if we have a lot of weak people like Cyril and Jez. And then we have Frank Ragen, who of course has a lot of mobsters with him, so I don't know what we're going to do. We could just go and fight them right now, but what I'm probably going to do is attack some of their buildings around the place. Again, a desperate search for armor, for bullets. It's going to be, I think, 70 days before the black market has anything for us. So I don't think I'm going to be here in 70 days' time. I think this game is going to be over by then. They have no grenades. They have no nothing, really. I think I sold them that. So, yeah. Right, here we are. We're into the final run. What I'm going to do is I'm going to get the gang. We're going to head way up here to... Where is this meeting with the Bank of Ireland? There, in our brewery. So, I am going to deposit everyone. Where will I deposit them? There's Rosie. Yeah, there's Rosie and her group. They're still hanging out there by the bridge around her brother's dead body. Yeah. What I'm going to do is I'm going to get them to this taxi rank. We're going to attack this building. How many times have we attacked that building? And there should be like a penalty. Buildings that are close to taxi ranks should have a penalty in terms of their value, because it's just easy to attack them. We're going to get to there, attack that place, and then we're going to go and talk to the Bank of Ireland.
Yeah!
Sign.
Great! Fucking talking about.
Excellent.
Great. Victory!
What I'm talking about.
Go away, you.
Right away. Yeah!
Sign.
That's what I'm
Mighty.
fucking talking about.
Yeah.
Excellent.
Beautiful.
Victory!
That's what I'm talking about.
Frank, come on, you need to get that cough checked out. We won't go running around the town making a big song and dance about it. We will just head straight across to begin this sit down. If we can get that far, because Frank Ragen has some people coming down the street, who I think we're gonna... It took us a long time to bring up that that ambush. We won't get out.
That's what I'm
Oh,
fucking talking
happy
about.
days.
Yeah.
Excellent.
Great.
Victory!
That's what I'm talking about.
Of course.
Now we begin to sit down.
Well, well, Donovan, I have to thank you. After busting your brewery, the boys and I won't have to buy our own dinner in this city for the next 10 years.
Jesus, his brooch is as bad as ours. I mean, I thought that was bad. His brooch is something else. Not that you need any free dinners, judging by that waistline. What's this about? Yeah, we'll make fun of his belly.
Not that you need any free dinners, judging by that waistline.
Insults aside, you know what a great haul this was for us.
Look at that.
And now, we know who's been funding your little operation in our city.
Frankie, make fun of his brooch. Andy made fun of your brooch. Make fun of his brooch. I forgot that this was going to be voice acted, so let's see what we can get Frankie to say. Don't know what you're talking about. Wait. I'm not done insulting you.
Wait. I'm not done insulting you.
You're done with everything, Donovan. And unless you play ball, everything you've worked for will turn to dust before your eyes.
No, not the Irish Revolution. I'll pass. Never was one for sports anyway. Frankie, you bought a come on all the ways to America with you. Frankie, don't be like this. I want to hear what he has to say.
Fine. Let's hear it.
We want you to bring in the head of the Canadian Maple Association. Do this, and we'll leave you and your businesses in peace. Refuse, and you'll be watching your empire burn from a prison cell.
Some fine policemen you all are. I shouldn't be reading this, it's the only option.
Some fine policemen you all are. Don't you know Jock's dead?
That so? You saw him die?
Yeah, I saw from a distance.
Yeah, he's dead.
Then I want the one who's running things now that he's gone. I know you know where they are.
Alright, I'll bring him in. Not sure what you're talking about. Not a feckin' chance. We do need to bring her in out of the cold, lads. She's gonna absolutely... She's gonna catch her death of cold. If she's down at the bridge... The wind down there must be something else. And she's just standing there in nothing.
Not sure what you're talking about.
Save it. We know you're full of shit. You have 30 days. Bring them to this place. If you don't bring them there by the time 30 days are up, then we're coming down on your empire. Got it?
Do you have... we could just go and kill the other two guys before the 30 days are up. You have 30 days. Bring them to... you see, now I wish we'd called it the Hills of Connemara. I didn't know the Hills of Connemara was going to be such an important place. I'd say he's the type of man that goes to the Rose of Tralee, but he can't... God, that brooch. He can't be visiting there during work. Yeah, I guess we'll see, won't we?
Yeah, I guess we'll see, won't we?
And then they just stare at each other. Right. Convince Rosie to meet you at the Hills of Connemara, or get her to leave town instead. So we'll go and we'll talk to Rosie in a second. Rosie's still waiting for us down by the docks. Is she? She's not. She's deserted her deserters. Oh, lads. Where is she? Okay. Your brother liked to stand over there. I don't know what to say about you people. We're up here. Yeah, do you know, we'll just go straight down and we'll go down. We'll go the long way. We'll attack this building, we'll come down and attack this building, and then we'll come over and we'll talk to her. No, we won't. We'll frank the shit out of Frank again. So we're going to go the long way. Actually, Frank's got a lot of people around here.
Right away.
There's a... You know that's an Irish cop, because he's doing a jig out in the streets. Look at him, happy out.
Who's that? Huh?
Who can I not take out? So again, I'm trying to get Frankie upgraded with the American Wake. Well, let's see now.
You're great, buddy.
Let's see now what he can do from here with all the weak people standing. Out of ammo. 1 second. Can I do this? I can. So this person is just hiding over here. So we will reload.
That's class.
Frankie, the things you get excited about. And, yeah.
Yeah,
Oh,
That's what I'm fucking talking about.
Oh, yeah. Excellent.
Great.
Victory!
What I'm talking about.
Frank, you might as well just stay home the next time. I don't even know where everybody is now. Where are we going? We're going up this direction first of all.
Not a bother.
We'll ransack this building, then we'll call around to Frank's safe house for the third time.
What?
And we will shoot that place up. I don't think we're going to get
In your face, you fucking
a big heap of
gobshite.
kills this time.
They got me. Oh.
Yeah!
Nice.
That's what I'm fucking talking about.
Excellent.
Beautiful.
Victory! Can do.
No! Cyril, we're getting desperately caught for revolvers, and I do need better revolvers for Eddie. Because Eddie has his return fire thing, lifestyle perk, and I do need better revolvers for him. Okay. That guy's, oh, he's in a bad place. Alright, so we've one back here. We have the other two up in this direction. What's he? 72.
Sure thing. Yeah! That's what I'm
Nice.
fucking talking about.
Excellent.
Great.
Victory!
What I'm talking about.
Okay, I'm going to compare this to the SMLE that that somebody else has, Natalie Warren, and we'll see which one the two of them is better. We will ransack. Metal swill, yay. Metal lined. I think everyone pretty much has a metal lined waistcoat. So it's good, but it's not what we wanted. So Natalie is equipped with an epic sniper.
What? Kill this.
Oh, I was just a second too late. Natalie is equipped with an epic sniper. So yeah, we won't be changing that. And I've decided to come up at a bit of an angle to attack this place first of all. It's a large building. Tends to have better guards and I'd like to say better loot, but I don't think it works that way. I don't think it works that way. Look at my man. Well, yeah, yeah. Wanders into the middle of it. The absolute fool. Okay. Yeah, I was going to do something silly. Do you know what? I don't care. We might be able to kill this guy.
In your
No.
face, you fucking gobshite.
That's why Natalie needs more powerful rounds. But I don't want to take them from anyone that already has them. Oh, we'll hit Frankie, will we? Yeah.
Shit!
You know what now Frankie could do with a dose of being hit? Eddie actually does tremendous work. Poisoning people and putting them on various debuffs.
Yeah!
Oh,
That's what I'm fucking
praise
talking
Dave.
about.
Oh, yeah.
Excellent.
Solo, huh?
Victory!
That's what I'm talking about.
Eddie Callahan has fallen in love with Dale Mahon. Oh lord, that Esther's death has hit him badly. Esther's death has hit him badly. Do you know what? We're going to actually have to. We're going to take this place. We've
Right
2
away.
weeks. Do you know what? It isn't all that long. We'd better get this mission done. So we'll attack these guys. They've better guards in here.
Got it.
So it gives us a bit of experience in fighting
This is gonna hurt.
the types of people that Frank and Dean O'Banion are going to have. What has he? Smelling salts, and he has temporarily increased your health. No, I think this is the one I wanted. Movement by 5 and initiative by 30 for 2 rounds. I have so many of these. You know what? We'll drink one of them, or 8 one of them. I don't know what the hell we do it. Oh, is he feeding them to somebody else? That's not what I wanted. That's not what I wanted. Jez has now become Sonic the Hedgehog. And now, like I said, because she's accidentally Sonic the Hedgehog, look at that for a range of motion. Imagine if that was Frankie. Oh Lord, look how far he'd be able to travel.
Let's go.
Horsing that into him on a surprise round, or one of the starting rounds. Instead, the poor man's exhausted. But horsing that into him on a surprise on one of the starting rounds and getting him set up. Lads.
Fantastic.
That's what I'm fucking talking about.
Yeah!
Excellent.
Beautiful.
Victory!
That's what I'm talking about.
Okay, we get it. So Jez seems to have thrown the smelling salts back up. Right back into the bottle. It does look like ambrosia from Twin Peaks, a small bit. Temporarily increase your movement by 5 and initiative for 30. We'll take that. Give me something good. Give me something good. God damn it. So as we're heading on our way down to Frank, I was going to say Frank McCurlin's safe house. Frank McCurlin has defected and set himself up as a gangster, as the top mobster in Chicago. As we're on our way down to Frank Ragen's, Franks for the memories, as we're on our way down to Frank Ragen's safe house to shoot his guards in front of it for the 3rd time, Jez tells us that she's upset that Clyde is cruel. It's getting in the way of their relationship. The couple that shotguns together stays together. She wants you to help by talking to Clyde. Fine, I'll talk to him. It keeps Jez happy. Otherwise, there's a 10% chance that Jez will leave the crew. Again. In my crew, you're either cruel or you're gone. Jez better take note. So we could make her cruel or a coward. Or 10% chance that she'll leave. Look, we'll talk to Clyde. They'll be starting to settle down soon, you know. Leaving all this mob war behind them. Yeah, go away, you. Oh, he heard us coming. He heard us coming around the corner.
Who's this?
Maybe started a bit too early. I don't know.
Take that, you fucking gobshite. I'm gonna batter you. Take that, you fucking gobshite.
Come on, Doc!
Just about. Good man, Eddie.
That's what I'm fucking talking about.
Yeah!
Excellent.
Victory!
What I'm talking about.
Frank is in there, and we'll be visiting there. This will be the last building that we visit. If we're still alive, very presumptuous of me. If we're still alive, this will be the last house, the last building we visit to bring this series to an end. Let's, where are we going? Way down here. Right, we'll get a taxi back to here, and we'll go down and meet Rosie.
Can do.
Rosie, come on now. This is getting ridiculous. You're out in the middle of the street. There'll be people talking. Good to see you again, Frankie. What can I do for you? You gotta leave town, Rosie. The Bureau of Investigation is gunning for you. I need you to come with me to the hills of Connemara. We could tell her that, and she'd think that we want her to run away with us to Ireland, to brew poachine in the hills of Connemara. There's something you need to see. There's something you need to see. There's something I need to show you. We'll tell her to leave town about the BOI. She hasn't been keeping up with the mortgage repayments. That's really sweet of you. I'm not worried about them. Yeah, you should be. They're ruthless. I know, Frankie. I'm one of them. You're what? Then give me one good reason why I shouldn't shoot you right now. We'll go with this one. I work with the Bank of Ireland. I have for a while. Why didn't you tell me this before? How long have you been with the Bank of Ireland? Is the pension good? Is there pensions with them? Is the pay good? A long time. When I started turning on the CMA, the first place I went to was the Bureau of Investigation. I wanted them to take Jacques out, but then I realised that I could do far more damage if I worked with them, secretly. And I'm good at working secretly between people. Why didn't you tell me you worked for the BOI? Does the BOI know you run the CMA? You had me fooled, Rosie. In fairness, I didn't see this coming, but yeah, this is... I don't know. This is all over the place. Well, what are you supposed to do now? They're expecting you at the hills of Connemara. Sure. Then I guess we'd better go. Bring some muscle, because you're going to need it. Sorry, all I have is Cyril. So, right. It's just more combat. Are you sure about this? Alright, yeah, sure. Let's go to the hills of Connemara. And... shoot more BOI agents. I'll be there, and here, take this, just in case. Thanks, Rosie. Where the hell did she pull that from? Military issue armor. Epic rarity. 50% chance to resist status effects. Every large power in the Great War, and even some of the smaller ones, experimented with some kind of body armor. When the war ended, some of those suits made their way back to the stateside black market. If they did, I haven't seen any of them. We're going to give Cyril, bless him, military issue body armor. I think the next lowest is Jez. We have a couple of 81s and an 80. And what was yeah? So it's not much of a difference, but we will give her for Cyril's government issue body armor. And I think everyone except for Cyril, and he must be absolutely suffocating in that big coat. I know it's not as big as Clyde's, and that thing. That I actually thought that was medieval plate armor. Maybe it is, but we're gonna have to get
Need me?
Natalie to heal. Jesus.
Yep.
Cyril, while Rosie just makes eye contact with the entire group. Unflinching eye contact. 200 barrels of rack for 1,000. Whatever. Swill is actually the only thing I couldn't sell in that quantity at the moment. Yeah, sure. Sounds like a deal. And for the hell of it, where's my god, oh, they love me. They love me. Favorable trade. And we have a personality match. We'll sell these guys. Sure. Trade. I don't think there's any consumption on premium. Premium and top shelf. This is all I've been doing. Half. I can easily sell half and not worry about it. There you go. 13,000.
Yes.
There you go. Money. So we have a mission to be at the hills of Connemara. I actually didn't check. When do we have to be at the hills of Connemara? Is there a timer on it? There isn't. So we're going to come down to... Oh god. It's my brewery. Oh, is it George's Rest? It is!
On it.
So Joel at George's Rest wants to talk to us about some bad brew. So we're going to have a decision.
Right away.
Jesus, George would have been delighted. Look how well this place is looking. Trying to find your man in here is going to be absolutely impossible. So we'll come to Bad Brew and actually select it. George would have been so proud of the place.
Right away.
You can just clean the blood straight off the floors. So easy. I told you, we don't need any more... Oh, you're the new boss. Please, come in, come in. Sorry, I thought you were someone else. There's a lot of stuff in here. Yeah, I know. It's just we got the old kegs, pipes and fittings, some stuff the last guy left behind. I eat in here sometimes too, and that couch is great for shut-eye. But there's no couch in here. We need to talk about the beer. Oh no. Is this about those people that got sick? We don't know it was our beer. Maybe they ate some bad fish. That's a great point. It didn't sound like it was fish, Joel. Level with me. I'm sorry. It probably was the beer. But I can talk to the suppliers. We're the suppliers. Make sure it doesn't happen again. Wait. You don't make the beer here? No, boss. We buy in industrial alcohol. You know, like for hospitals. Frank's mouth is just salivating right now. Frank is on the verge of collapsing at the mention of industrial alcohol. And I got a friend who sells us the non-alcoholic stuff, all legal. So when we just mix them here and send the kegs back to the speakeasies, that seems like a lot more work than just brewing our own. Looking side-eyed at Frank McCurlin, isn't that industrial stuff dangerous? Frank, are you listening? It's not dangerous if you treat it properly. Take out the bad smell and the wood alcohol. But that's Frank's favourite part. We got a pretty good system for that. I think. It's not good enough if we accidentally poison anyone. The cops would be all over us. Yeah, just start brewing normal beer. I know, I'm sorry. I didn't mean... I can try to get things set up. Get more barley and hops and a mash tun. But it'll cost to upgrade the equipment here, boss. Oh no. How much will it cost me? I think I could get everything we need for 15 grand. Yeah, sure. You can count on me. Maybe this would have been an issue at some other point in time. 10 notoriety. Oh yeah, so it's basically a very expensive production increase. No body armor. So at the moment, we are way up here at George's Rest. There's a taxi rank. What I'm going to do is I'm going to get a taxi down here to the back arse of nowhere, if I'm right. There it is. And we're going to run up here and talk to these protesters. There's protesters in front of Bella Cohen's brothel. The devils. Pornography is a sin. This woman shouts at us. Not even a hello. Surely there must be more grave matters that could use your attention, we say to her. That's the only option we have. We will not leave until this devil's lair is cleansed of sin. Yeah, it's going to take a lot of bleach. A lot more than bleach. To cleanse that place. Oh, Jesus, boys, the things going on in there. Again, like a broken record, pornography is a sin. You and my brother would have gotten on very well. Hold on, I'll give you his number. Oh, persuasion. How would you ladies like to join our lineup? You're not our standard type, but our brand could use a little shake-up. Intimidation. You have 5 seconds to get the hell out of here before I blow you all away. Oh, before he kills them, okay. Leadership. Would you like to have a quick look inside for your husbands? I think leadership is quite high by us. Maybe you're right. Why don't you head in and talk to the workers? You know what? We'll try leadership for the fun of it. Hey, we succeeded. How dare you? Our husbands are loyal men and wouldn't deign to enter this house of sin. Really? Isn't your husband's name Dale Robert Shea? How did you know? Camilla's his favourite, if you're wondering. Frankie, when did you get time for all this? What? Go inside if you don't believe me. Just like that man who magically appeared out of somebody's coat. So okay. Send Mrs. Shea to the brothel. That sounds like a threat. And, okay. To notoriety. Oh, they're off. They're not happy. If that had failed, they would have called some cops and there would have been a combat. Frank McCurlin is loyal, so we can hire his friend. I think Frank is another real gangster. Oh my god, of course Frank's best friend would have to be called Frank. To hell with this empire of Irish and Irish American gangsters. A mob made up entirely of Franks. We've Frankie Donovan, Frank McCurlin, Frank Nitti. Do we have any more? That's something to check. Empire of Franks. The Frankish Empire. Ah, lads, I'm only thinking of all these great names now. Right then, we're back where it all started. Back in Fulton Market, where we haven't been for a while. And do you know what? I think this is... Yeah, here's our safe house. There's the cellar, our starting speakeasy. Wyndham Wicca. Was the Hills of Connemara the first... No, St. James's Gate was the first brewery I took, but we have been ordered to come back here and to visit Rosie at the Hills of Connemara. So I'm going to get out of this taxi, and as you can see, there is a very poorly named building, a very poorly named brothel. We're going to step out of this taxi, and we're going to be straight across the road from some gangsters. So I'm gonna talk to them first of all.
Who's that?
Oh, we won't be able to take... Well, we will.
Take that, you fucking gobshite.
And now by using kill chain. You see? See what I mean? So kill chain reactivated, even though that guy only went down to 4. Does that mean if we shoot him again... Like, does that count as 2 kills? Oh, damn it. I would like to try and get some more...
Yes.
Excellent.
Victory!
That's what I'm talking about.
I always forget not to talk over the Gaelic chorus. I would like to try and get more kills with the rifle, the range people, but you know what? I think I'm coming to the end of all this. I don't know how much longer we're going to be running around doing this stuff. Enter.
I'm on it.
Am I supposed to meet somebody outside it? Or do we just go straight in? Let's go straight in.
No bother.
Who is that?
That is Frankie Donovan. Okay, we're inside the walls. Frankie Donovan. We don't like to be kept waiting. Get used to it. I don't run on your schedule. Everyone's leaving. Lads, come back. We can't be waiting around all day for you. We've got places to be. Now, where's our CMA leader? You don't know? I thought she was with you. You can come out now, Rosie. What the feck are you talking about? She's been under your nose for years. I thought for sure you'd have known it was her, or it doesn't matter. Rosie and I are in love, and I mean we're going to finish off what we started. We're going to blow you all away. Rosie? What do you mean? It was her idea to corral you here like pigs to a slaughter. Any last words? No, it was their idea to come here. God damn it. How could she do this to us after all those years? Yeah, she gets that a lot. What? Say goodbye, assholes. Okay, so there's one cop, and all the agents then are look like Cyril's dad. We will fight.
Moving in.
Done and dusted.
I got it.
Wait. So we were like this. We were at this angle, and it was pitch dark. Were we inside? Were we inside in Rosie's accoutrement? Were we inside in Rosie's lingerie? Were we looking out from... Is that where the camera put us? Oh, lads. I won't be the better of that for the rest of the week. Where are we... And this is great now. These guys are shaded in blue to make things even better. Fantastic. Okay. Right. Who can I reach? I can't reach anyone.
I'm gonna batter you.
Do we have a line of sight on anyone? We do not. Look, we put him there. We put him there. Decisions.
Right.
To run up to there. No great shots. I am still disappointed at how Dale was kind of set up. The attributes that were chosen for him, or the kind of the lifestyle perks, as I insist on calling them. Cyril, can you even walk in your medieval armor? Don't think it makes a difference. Oh no, not one of my guards, no. Oh no. One of my guards that I don't pay, that I don't really... I definitely don't pay him after that. You know, you don't really do anything with them. There we go, there's Rosie. You know what, it's a waste of a kill. She can't even punch him. There you go.
Understood.
I think that's the first bit of work that Rosie did all through the game. So I know there's an achievement for getting somebody arrested, but this is possibly one way that we could get it. But I know that the main way is to try and just like leave your gangsters in a building and have it raided. So a building with high suspicion. And have it raided by the Bank of Ireland. Who's left? Is it just... No HP knocked off of any of them. No line of sight. Rescue. So we could actually rescue people that have gotten arrested. Okay, and again, that's an interesting mechanic. Coming in maybe a bit late, but... Well, again, if we had 10
Right.
neighborhoods to start with. I'm not rescuing that guy. He can be arrested. I don't care. It'll keep my wage bill down. You'd think now she'd have fairly long movement, considering she's not exactly being weighed down by anything. Put an old Overwatch on. There, your grind. I'd say I'd be surprised. Fair play to him.
That's what
Fantastic.
I'm fucking talking about.
Yeah!
Excellent.
Solo, huh?
Victory!
What I'm talking about.
And we've gotten the Public Enemy #1 achievement. I haven't really seen anywhere that explains how to get it, and now that I've gotten it, I still don't fully understand how I got it. I think you need 1,000 notoriety, and you need to also have the top level of wantedness by the Bureau of Investigation 1, 2, 3, 4. Take the loot. Got to ransack my own building as well. Well, we did it. That wasn't the end of them, though. True, but I ain't too worried. Thanks for your help, Rosie. Sure, thanks for your help. I hope you and I can continue to do business together. As a thank you, I want you to have this 500 barrels of the CMA's finest syrup. It's the least I can do. Lads, where the hell has she been hiding 500 barrels of syrup? Look, I'm not... Thanks, Rosie, that's... that's very generous. Rosie says, don't mention it. Now, I'm going to get out of here, but you'll hear from me soon. Don't be a stranger. Lads, where the hell did she have 500 barrels? 10 grand? Where the hell did she have 10 grand? Well then, I don't know what else to say. I have all of the open missions that I want to do done. There is the one to go up and talk to Claire, the milk lady, who was offering to sell alcohol to us. I don't want to do this one for the mole. Let's see what ones there are. So there's talk to Claire. We did talk to her, but we were like, no, we don't want milk. Get a mole, eliminate 5 minor factions, reach 20,000 in gross weekly income, or control 2 neighborhoods. I'll probably get that in a minute or two. And then we have all of our completed ones. How presumptuous I am. How presumptuous. Here we are in Fulton Market, where it all started. And all that is left is ourselves and the Northside mob. I think it was the last episode, or the one beforehand, where I thought I had taken over a neighborhood. But I didn't. And then I declared war on a minor faction. I took 1 territory, and then I got the achievement, and I was very confused. You have to control 75% of the buildings in a region to control the neighborhood. I thought it was you had to be the only major faction. But it's actually that once you've taken out 75% of the buildings. So that's why I didn't get that achievement until I took a single minor faction building. Look, we might as well enter the end game. Up here is one of 2 of Dino Banyan's safe houses. What I'm going to do is I'm going to come up in this direction. I'm going to ransack illicit desires, because at one point in time we ran around a corner. I think we got to here, tried to attack it, couldn't, and then came down here and got confused. And this was because we were at war with him, and there was a peace before we could actually attack him. So I want to attack this place. We're going to come over here, we're going to attack, and then we're going up and around the corner, and we're going to fight Dino Banyan. Where is he? He wants to meet us. Wants to meet us at Southern Talisman. Yup, absolutely. We'll be there in a couple of minutes. Don't you worry. It is a pity that this is the only victory condition in the entire game, is kill everyone. It would be great if we could have actually assembled an Irish empire and ruled, but nope. Myself and Frank Ragen formed the Frankish Empire. But no, you can't do that.
Take that, you fucking gobshite.
Very nearly took him out.
Fuck. Call it, Doc.
Yeah,
Oh,
that's what I'm fucking
great,
talking about.
Dave.
Yes.
Excellent.
Victory!
What I'm talking about.
And it's very appropriate that there's all these flowers. Because, of course, Dean
Right
O'Banion
away.
loved his flowers. Was shot dead in a flower shop that he was the part owner of. This isn't a flower shop. Well,
Gotcha.
not the type of flowers. I'm saying nothing.
I'm gonna break your face in.
Look at those for numbers. What are we talking about? Just under 320 HP there. So Frankie Donovan would have been able to kill Frankie Donovan.
Great.
That's what I'm
Oh,
fucking talking about.
happy days.
Oh, yeah.
Excellent.
Solo, huh?
Victory!
What I'm talking about.
Will Dean be good to us and give us anything nice? God damn it, Dean. Well, look at that. Isn't that lovely? Our rating with everyone else has gone down, but the cops, they like me. They don't hate me as much now after I killed a few of their members. Fulton Market has gone from run down to squalid because we've been shooting people. So we'll click OK. Do you know what? We as might as well. I know I'm a bit kind of dismissive of this mechanic. I think it's just, I won't say poorly executed. I can see what they were going at. But I think it's just maybe a bit tacked on. I think if you could just produce only one type of alcohol, this very abstract notion of alcohol, but the production chain was maybe a bit more fleshed out. I think they put a lot of effort in the wrong place. That's maybe the best way of putting it. Now, I'm also going to put a lot of effort in the wrong place. The wrong pace? The wrong place. And by the wrong place, I mean... If we exit the ambush now, do they know that we're still here? They don't. Oh, lads. Message from Wyndham Wicca in Fulton Market. Boss, you have to come down here. We caught a guy cheating the cards. We're going to give him a chance. A once-over. But figured you might want to come down and check him for yourself. I'll be right there. Where is Wyndham Wicca? Is it desperately close? I'm not going there. There it is. It actually is desperately close. Do you know what? We'll come up and talk to this lad first of all. This is the button I meant to press. Now...
Wipe them out.
Never mind.
Yep.
See, I'm getting nervous. I'm getting nervous now that I'm fighting my my friends, fighting fellow Irishmen.
I'm gonna batter you. In your face, you fucking gobshite.
They got me.
See, this is our first time down here, whereas we've raided, what's his name? Frank Ragen's place about 20 or 30 times. But this is it. This is it, the big, final battle. The last few episodes of the season, and then we come out and we tell you there's actually more episodes in a couple of months' time. It's like, various seasons of Attack on Titan. Oh. Cyril. 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 Thank Christ.
Yeah.
Fine.
What fucking talking
Oh,
about?
yeah.
Excellent.
Beautiful.
Victory!
That's what I'm talking about.
We will take the loot. I'm going to make the final preparations. Just make sure everybody has grenades, everybody has healing stuff
course.
if needed. And then in we go. So we've made it to the door of Dino Banyan's building. And we're told that Dale Mahon's friend, Jack McGurn, is in Dino Banyan's crew. Dale will not target him. And if he is killed, Dale may leave the crew. Oh, what's this going to look like? Now then, look at this for a fancy area. The fact that everyone is so spread out could be problematic, or the fact that, yeah, the fact that everyone is so spread out could be problematic. We have no immediate cover. Interesting. Very interesting. Look at Cyril. Cyril the tank. Right. Fight.
Smack these punks.
What does this all look like? Look at this. Look at this for a fancy place. Boys, oh boys. Where is the man himself? First of all, there is not... oh lord. Oh lord. Is that Jack? We're going to have to fight our way through this. Oh. Lads. Oh, this is going to be a bit of a challenge. Okay. Oh, wow. Jack McGurn's hair trigger has already gone off because a guard has been killed. Well, Jack, that might not have been a great idea. No, right. Yeah. I think we're going to have to kill Jack. I don't think we have much of a choice, really. We get Jez up.
100%.
So I'm wondering what happens if... From where Jez is now, I'm gonna end the turn. If we can at least get Dale to take one attack. Now if we kill
okay.
Jack. It doesn't make much of a difference.
That's what I'm talking about.
We're not going to kill him now because he's healed himself. Eddie might not be in the best of positions. Right, how is this going to play out?
Gonna bust you up.
We're going to have to kill Jack on the next turn, and we could lose Dale. Okay, not the greatest of moves. Oh, Lord.
Got him.
Okay, doing this.
Damn it. We are badly lacking the range.
Damn idiots!
Now, Dale, do you see what happens? So Frankie is going to have to... We don't have much of a choice. He's causing too much trouble. He's bleeding out. We could, but look at the position that we're putting him in.
Not a problem. Come here to me and I'll bait you.
Gets a chunk of health back. There's somebody behind here as well. I didn't spot that.
Take that, you fucking gobshite.
I wonder if we could finish this in the 4 turns before McGurn dies. Of course, our other major issue that I forgot about is people are flanking poor old Eddie Callahan. Jez, I think we'll have to go and try and maybe assist with that. And then I immediately have her go in the opposite direction. What is... No, doesn't have the range. Okay. We'll throw that there. I'm just trying to see if he has the, so we could have him move. Just thinking if he gets hit by somebody. Is he in cover? He's kind of in cover. Overall, I think that was a good move. Depends what the guys up here do. God damn it. God damn it. I was wondering if they were going to go for Dale.
God protect us.
Okay. I'm unsure now if he's surviving because he's in range of Natalie Warren. That's what I was checking. Or if he's just survived purely out of luck. Cyril. Is not in cover anymore. But we'll see how his armor fares out. Oh, he's taking out that thing. And we can't swap weapons. God. Damn it, Cyril. Cyril killed somebody and I still give out about him. How does Frankie not have enough action points for, oh, target not available. Okay, that makes sense. See, I was hoping that Frankie'd be able to kill chain that person, but they would have gone at the end of that turn, so we did need to take them out. Sure, I think this is pretty much all that we can do. Hold on a second.
I'm on it.
We've seen this happen before. Natalie Warren will restore health to Dale.
I got this.
But like this happened with George, where they got healed and they got shot again. I see he got nothing back.
I got this.
I was trying to get her to move into cover. There is Dale himself. Wait, are they saying his range on that guy? Well, sure. Okay, that's that bit of a crisis averted. No, he's not coming out. He's not coming out. So I'm going to try and get Frankie over to the door without getting hit by our man.
Watch out!
Okay. Well, they broke. She broke his what would you call it?
Shit!
His Overwatch. So it was a good move. Oh wow. See, that's why I would rather much more powerful revolvers. Look at the damage we could have done there.
Gotcha.
Look at him. Look at him in there. Look at him. Dale, when did you take to wearing fedoras? Hiding in his liquid library. There's going to be maybe 2 turns before we can get him into a position to do anything. Oh, I could have actually had her... Would I? No. Wait another turn. I think it should be okay. I just realized maybe that wasn't a great idea. No.
No problem.
Okay, that's that sorted. And yeah, now it's just try and get up to what's his name? No, he's having none of it. I'm not too sure why so much of his arc is cut off there.
Beautiful.
Do you know what? It wasn't perfect, and imagine if he had 2 more mobsters with him.
No problem.
Okay. We're going to make it out alive. We're going to make it out alive. We're all getting out of here. Oh, something's happening. The problem there now is that what's his name? Frankie isn't going to have as long a run on his come on. No, just stop it. Put an overwatch on the body in case he gets up. Right, can you swap weapons? Ah, that's why there was so much cut off, because he wasn't using his machine weapon. I like how Dean O'Banion, he kind of made a bit of a motion there as if he'd been hit, just the way Cyril wouldn't feel bad. Dean O'Banion is putting up a much better fight than he did in real life, because of course, like I mentioned a couple of episodes back, he was preparing flowers for a funeral. It's likely that a number of people put in orders for flowers, so many orders the way they knew he'd be working late, and it gave a number of people, including Frankie Yale, an opportunity to call around to his flower store to get a general idea of the layout, to see where Dean O'Banion might be, where he might come from, so they might see him coming from a back room and realizing, okay, that's where he is. So you can imagine if we had an opportunity to come in here, day one, and actually have a look around and see, right, that's where he's going to come from. So, so that's what they did, and when it was time to collect the flowers, I think a night or two before the funeral, it was quite late at night, O'Banion was still preparing them. And the guys came in, and basically somebody shook hands with him and locked his hand in place, and somebody else kind of reached across then and shot him a couple of times. There's suspicions it was Frankie Yale. So, probably ordered by Al Capone, because of course, like I said, Dean O'Banion did not play well with other people. So it's a pity. He would have played well with the Irish. He would have played well with Frankie. He would have been a member of the Frankish Empire. But we won't be seeing that today. No shot for you. Okay, Frankie. I messed up, didn't I? I did. Because we don't have... smelling salts. Yeah, no. I was trying to be smart. And look what that got me. Oh, we're out of ammo. Swap weapons. I was trying to be smart there. Somebody got too carried away with his stories about Frankie Donovan and Frankie Yale and Frank McCurlin and Frank Ragen and Frank Nitti. Somebody is after making an absolute hames out of this, and I'm not going to tell you who it is. It's up to you to guess.
Right.
Dale is not impressed. Dale after nearly getting killed, and now this is what Dale has to go through. Can we just horse that the length we can? That's mad. We won't, but we could. The model for Dino Bennion is actually so lifelike, it is amazing. I saw a picture of Dino Bennion, and I thought I was actually looking at the model for the game. It is very well done. So it might be the Thompson brothers who have to deal with this. After my goddamn mess up. No. Mark target.
God protect us.
If we delayed his turn until the end, it's his turn again. Frankie, put us all out of our misery.
Sure thing. I'm gonna batter you.
Oh god. Delay. Eddie Callahan is known as the Shadow for hiding somewhere. We will delay. Frank McCurlin is not in. He's not in assassination range or execution range. Do you know what, Frank? Just go get crazy on his ass or get goofy.
That's what I'm fucking talking about.
Excellent.
All right.
Victory!
That's what I'm talking about.
Oh, lads, that was a disaster. That was a disaster. We got a shotgun. That's going to be given probably to Jez because she has the highest initiative, so she tends to be firing earlier. When penance calls for more than just a finger. What? Use this and send him to God for judgment. So, Dino Bannion's mission involves him cutting off a priest's finger. There you go. We're lucky to still have Dale. It's saying he took 15 damage, but of course he took a lot more than that. And yeah, no, it was my bit of a mess up there. I was too busy talking. Too busy talking. Let's take the loot. Do you know what we'll have to do? We'll take it over. And because he absolutely hated them, we'll turn it into a brothel. And in honor of the poor man, we'll call it Dean's Flower Shop. The actual flower shop was, I think it was called Schofield's. Or something like that. Or that's the way it's pronounced. It was part owned and fronted by a friend of his. But Dean's Flower Shop.
Ah, now
Sorry
we're
there,
talking.
Dean. That's
But
my
you're
kind of
acting an
place.
awful prick. Someone had to teach you some manners.
You killed Dino Bennion, the boss of the Northside mob. His entire empire is now yours. He had it coming. The war is over. Do you know what? Even after that, I'm still a bit nervous as to how our final combat with Frank will go. I'm gonna come up here too. Where's Jez gone to? She's at the end of the list now. We will give her the Little Hell shotgun. So what's she equipped with? 35 to 40, 40 to 46. So the base damage isn't much different, but the higher damage, the So this maxes at 40 and this maxes at 56 damage. So what's the crit chance? There's a 21 crit chance and an 8. But sure, yeah, you know what? It's fine. It's fine. And the other thing that I have to do is get this man another grenade. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to go... they're completed missions. I was wondering what the hell was going on. We'll go here to our... to Ermwind and Wicca. We'll deal with this and then we will head straight for the heart of the Frankish Empire. Who have we in here? We have a guard.
Sure
I think this
thing.
is our racket guard. Good to see you, boss. If you're looking for our suspect, we've got him in the back room. What's he done? He was winning pretty big in one of our poker tables, so we started watching him more carefully. Turns out he was stuffing cards up his sleeves, playing them whenever he felt he could get away with it. Once we saw it, we dragged him off the table and into the back room. We were just having a strong word with him when we figured that we would interrupt your attack on Dean O'Banion and get you involved. Good idea. I'll head back and talk to him. He shouts past everyone else. I'm sure you are, Frank. I'm sure you are. Everybody else has, like, leadership and persuasion and stuff as well, but I don't ever see a point for them to use it. So we could have these people doing these missions, maybe. What? I ain't done what they said I did. They said you stuffed cards up your sleeves and played them in that poker match. That true? Tell me your side of the story. I don't really care, because I'm going to make sure you never cheat again. We'll go with this first one. Well, that part is true, sure. Well, that's only cause you made it so easy to do so. I wouldn't have done it if it was harder, honest. So you're blaming me and my crew, these impeccable individuals. Look at that face. Look Clyde in the face and tell him that you're blaming him for your cheating. Not really blaming, but yeah. Now, if you had someone like me working for you, you could have you wouldn't have any more problems like this, I swear it. What do you mean? Here's what I'm thinking. I work for you, right? So I sit your tables and I play your games, only I win all the time. Or almost all the time. Can't win all the time, or people will figure it out, right? No. Then I'm on your side. I'd be playing against other people in them poker tables, but really I'd be winning for you. So he's kind of pretending to be the house or something. So he wants a 70% cut, and we'll say 50. Intimidate him. If this intimidation failed, I'm not too sure what we'd say. So he's telling us we won't regret this. A lot of people have told me that in my life. I remember Rex, he told me that. So we'd better not regret it. We'd better not regret it. There you go. So behind this bar, I'm going to heal everyone up, and I don't think we have much of an option but to sell all of our whiskey. Natalie Warren has learned a new talent. And that's it. That's the last talent that Natalie can get. So we have fully upgraded her. And after working for some time, Natalie has fallen in love with Frank. Probably because Frank keeps getting her to get him medicinal spirits. And you know what? She's grown to love him. But Natalie, you are way better for him than Cyril, who he's in love with. This gang. Oh, Jesus, lads. This gang. What a world we live in. Fulton Market. Green in its entirety. We come down to... We go in the wrong direction. We go totally in the wrong direction. Chinatown. Green and a couple of minor factions. Near Southside. Green and a couple of minor factions. A lot actually of derelict buildings. And we come up to the heart of the Frankish Empire. All that's left of it. We'll get our taxi. And we will start to head up. Do you know, I should nearly know it off by heart now. This is it. It is indeed. It is indeed. We're almost noticed by them. Almost noticed by them. How many guards? Like, you'd think these guys would be paid. Is this the 4th time we've attacked this place? We'll hit him, I suppose. Then everyone breaks. We'll take him out.
In your face, you
And him.
fucking gobshite.
I forgot actually to check what was Natalie Warren's upgrade, but I think it's kind of... I think she can heal everyone ever. I think she can bring the dead back. So I think we get... what's his name back? George. And Dale never complained about Jack McGurn dying, so I don't know if Jack actually did die or what happened there. We need to check that as well. Lads, this is it. Possibly the last time that we will ever see the outside of a building. There's one of our guards joining in. Because it's entirely possible that we're going to go into this building and we will never again leave. We might die, yes, but worse still, we might win.
That's what I'm
Oh,
fucking talking
happy
about.
days.
Yeah.
Excellent.
Beautiful.
Victory!
What I'm talking about.
Ah, Frank will never hear your melodic, hoarse voice again. It would have been great if they'd actually given me something for the very last visit. Dr. Natalie Warren. The target character temporarily gains 1 action point and plus 100 hit points for 2 rounds. There you go. And I don't think anybody else is anywhere near getting anything upgraded. 94 days, 80. Yeah. Yeah, there you go. There you go. Right. Oh, do you know what? Look. I barely got that pressed in time. Just wandering down, happy out.
That's what I'm fucking talking about.
Oh yeah.
Excellent.
Beautiful.
Victory!
What I'm talking about.
We're into November 1921. The Anglo-Irish treaty negotiations in London are in full swing. I think it's towards the end of this month, early December, that a treaty is going to be signed and agreed between the plenipotentiaries of Dáil Éireann and the British government. The only problem is that the Dáil Éireann is going to insist, well, De Valera is going to insist, that the plenipotentiaries did not actually have plenipotential power to sign anything. And there's going to be a long and angry debate in Dáil Éireann over the treaty from late December into early January of 1922. The IRA will effectively split between those who support the treaty and those opposed to it. And then in the summer of 1922, the forces of the National Army will shell the 4 courts in Dublin, where the anti-treaty IRA have established a headquarters, following the assassination of Field Marshal Sir Henry Wilson in London. There's a bit of controversy around his death, who was responsible for it. A lot of people think Michael Collins ordered it, or that he had previously ordered it, and that somebody carried it out months later in an attempt to restart the War of Independence, basically to get the British to attack the IRA, the anti-treaty IRA, and this would then force the pro-treaty IRA to become involved. It's convoluted, but who cares? It's way off in the future, and it's very far away. Isn't that right, Frankie? We will take our loot. And I'm going to give one more check, just to make sure everyone has what they need, and then we're in the door. Before I do that, actually, the one other thing I want to check is... No, McGurn died. Everyone who's dead here, we killed them. Ragen has this guy,
Why are you?
and Nora, Old Country Queen. I think, is she still loyal to us? Yeah, her faction, her loyalty has been, look how loyal Nora was to us. Look how loyal she was. And actually these guys, so this is interesting. Their loyalty is at 0, their morale is 12. And they were losing morale because their boss's rackets were being taken. And I don't think we can see it now. No. If we were to actually go and take 6 rackets, this guy's morale would become... They only have 2 rackets. This guy's morale would become negative, and that would actually give him a negative defense bonus. So just like George, Bugs Moran, he would turn into a bullet magnet. But we can't do that. This is going to be tough. These guys have... This is going to be tough. Somebody recognizes us. They're out beeping the horn at us. It's in the door. And I imagine we're going to get a pop-up. Attack Ragen's Colts. Confirm. Cyril's lover, Nora Quinn, is in Frank Ragen's crew. Cyril will not target Nora Quinn. And if she is killed, Cyril may leave your crew. Confirm. Well. I don't know if you can see what I saw, and what we can still see. I don't really know what to do here. This is it. The climactic final battle. 14 episodes. This is the moment that it has all been building towards. We'll click fight.
Gonna hammer on it,
Indeed.
don't Woody. You're gonna pay.
How many people? Mother of God. Who the hell is this? Frankish Donovan? My God, look at this for a killing machine. Frankish Donovan, or I don't know. There's Frank Ragen. Oh God. Oh God. Oh God. See, I thought this was going to be the ultimate battle of... Come on baseball racket. Frank Ragen has a baseball racket, but as far as I know, the historical Frank Ragen was a pitcher for the Ragen's Colts, which was set up by his brother, which I think means that it was his job to throw the Schlither, whatever the Schlither in baseball is called. So that was his job, was to throw that at the person with the baseball racket. But here he's been given a baseball racket, and I thought it was going to be the ultimate battle. Come on racket. We'd come in the door and it'd be like Star Wars. Maybe it's still going to go on that way. On the other hand, like, I don't want to be playing around too much because, my God, look at this. This place looks identical to what's her name's? Maggie Dyer's. Yeah. I think we'll just come in and see if we can get this done. Now, the ironic thing, of course, is that we're going to kill Frank Ragen, hopefully, if all goes well. Frank Ragen is actually, or I should say Ragen's Colts, were the ultimate survivors. In 1929, there's going to be a conference in Atlantic City. which effectively establishes the National Crime Syndicate. Do you know what? I'm going to drag out the episode by a couple of minutes. And it's predominantly Italian-American families that show up. There's a couple of Eastern European families and kind of Jewish gangsters. The Irish are by and large excluded. Because, again, Al Capone had learned his lesson with Dean O'Banion. The Irish do not play well with others. They felt the Irish were getting a bit greedy. So they basically excluded them. Oni Madden from New York, he was one of the ones that was allowed to attend the conference all right. He actually had to be sent home early. I think he was sent home early to arrange to kill Vincent Mad Dog Call, another Irishman. So basically the Italians would now begin this long and lengthy process of using the Irish to kill each other. But what the Italians kind of felt was that the Irish were too greedy. They wanted to control the underworld and they wanted to control the police, they wanted to control the judicial system, they wanted to be in politics. And the Atlantic City Conference basically decided that the Italians, predominantly the Italian Americans, are going to control the mob, the underworld. And the Irish are going to be pushed out. And the Irish will be left with the police forces and politics. So the Italians will set up rackets and do things like this, and of course they will pay bribes to the Irish. That's how the Irish kind of get their reward. There's actually a small bit of respect in all of this, because it was the Irish who would have effectively developed organised crime. The Irish laid the foundations for organised crime on their arrival in the United States in massive numbers in the aftermath of the Great Hunger. But it had evolved by the early 1920s, and the Irish Americans didn't look inclined to go with it. They were dedicated to this old 1800s style idea of crime and organisation and all of this, and there were people who wanted to push it forward, who wanted to kind of split up everything and get the most out of it, and the Irish were standing in the way of that. So I said, all the Irish were pushed aside. People like, what's his name? Oni Madden was one of a rare few Irishmen to benefit from this new state of affairs. But the other Irish people to benefit were Ragen's Colts. So Ragen's Colts were actually brought on board by Al Capone, who was very impressed by their fighting spirit and their racism. And Ragen's Colts are actually the ultimate Irish-American survivors of the gang wars of the 1920s. Hopefully that won't be the same today. Now, after that big long spiel, if I can't actually get to this lad, I can't! God damn it. I thought we could get to him. Okay, I wonder, can I do this? See, movement by 5. I don't think that's enough, is it? I don't actually know who Frankie's targeting. Can I target him that way? Well, this is a bit of a disaster now, actually. After all that! Right, if I do this...
Can do.
Okay, who's he giving it to? He's drinking it himself. Okay, that's fine. He's now not going to actually have enough for that. Yeah, no, this is an utter disaster. Utter disaster. Utter disaster.
On it.
After all that spiel. Didn't actually mean to do that, but okay. Never mind.
Gotcha.
Everyone got awful distracted there. I had no idea what they were saying. He only has one more action point, so we'll have to. I thought that was still Dale. Okay, we'll get into there. Because Dale, when he throws a grenade, his turn isn't supposed to end.
Stupid jackasses.
That's us. Lads, after my big long spiel. Now, what does this man do? Okay. I'm trying to see who goes next. They're panicking. Somebody's panicking, that's good. Now, what's this person going to do? Oh, there's still some good in her. Cyril. Talk to her, Cyril. I don't know what order. Yeah, okay, we'll take... No. We'll get Cyril to run and or gun in his medieval armor. Ah, Cyril! Cyril, now's your chance to impress Nora. Cyril, come on. Oh my god, look at that for armor. I should have actually had Cyril take him out. Okay. Damn. We might be in luck. We're not. My god, this game is being punched. I should have probably just had Frankie run through. I don't think it would have made much of a difference. Jez don't give a damn about Nora. Oh wait, was Nora her friend at one stage? I can't remember. We better get this ape into cover. This ape who killed 3 people with a grenade on his last round. This ape. That shows you the type of respect that you get in this gang. I'll take them out, because if I kill this person the last round, Frank could be dead now. This game would be over. Ooh. Jez is worried about Clyde. Frank Ragen. Go away, you and your Overwatch. That was a strange one. If he'd used his American come on, he would have been able to do a better job. Okay. Again, we do have to knock down that Overwatch. And we're not going to do that if we keep missing. Nora would never shoot Frankie. Nora would never shoot Frankie. Surely. Nora would never shoot Frankie.
Right away.
And she's put him bleeding.
Come here to me.
And down he goes. Frankie can still move. Well, it wasn't as dramatic as I'd intended, because I got confused a lot. Nicely done. Now she gets an upgrade with the sniper rifle. It's taken us a while. It's taken us a while. Jez. And if we're in any luck, these people are actually going to start panicking. Nora, run. Don't make us kill you. The writing's on the wall, Nora. It's all over. Join us, Nora. We'll take you back. You won't get your old doctor's position back. But you can wash Clyde's coat. Nora! Cyril, there's only so much we can do. What am I doing?
I think I should go.
Yes, Nora, you should. You really should go. I'm going to delay my turn. And it's back to him again, because he's the last person to go. Let's execute Frank Ragen with the number cruncher. Will we... Do you know what? What? I can't unleash fury on a dying man. 0 out of 10. I'm going to uninstall this game straight away after I finish. I can't unleash my fury on a dying man. This game is literally unplayable. Are you certain? God damn you. The number cruncher. We're going to number crunch this man to death.
Of course.
Ragen, you're a miserable bastard. How has it taken this long for someone to put a bullet in you? You prick.
Frankie, Frankie, we've had this conversation before. The number cruncher is not a gun. I was going to say, did anyone put a bullet in him? What's his name? Frank is the only one that put bullets in him. And there it is, the fall of the Frankish Empire. The only people who did any damage to Frank in this episode were all Franks. Only a Frank can kill another Frank. So it was Frank McCurlin who shot him and got him to drop his Overwatch, and Frank Donovan who killed him. We're just going to... Nora. Nora. Nora, just go, Nora. Just go. Does that put him inside the Overwatch? It doesn't, just on the edge of it.
I'm ready. All right. Time to die.
How does...
What about
How does Frank damage somebody at a distance? Right, she's panicking now that the Overwatch has dropped. We'll get everyone into cover. Okay? We'll basically make a kill box or a kill zone. And we will watch her leave. And she will leave or we will kill her. Nora, it's over. Dear Christ, Nora, it's over. Okay, this isn't exactly the most exciting. We've gone there. We've a lot of wasted rounds here. But this is it. Once we get to Frank McCurlin's turn, Nora runs, or all these people are going to have to turn on her.
Right away.
She's rallied. We tried. Probably shouldn't have done that one at the end. Just in case she does continue running. Lads. This is all Frankie's fault. I think it should be Frankie who takes responsibility for his mistakes.
I'm on it. I'm gonna batter you. Mighty. That's what I'm fucking talking about.
Beautiful.
Victory!
That's what I'm talking about.
Cyril McCrae is now worried since his lover Nora Quinn has had her head bashed in by a come on. Okay. Ragen's unique weapon was a handgun called Ragen's Rage, your soul expressed in German steel. A Mauser, C96. This would be a nice one now to give all the people that I've been lacking weapons for. We will take the loot. You win. Frankie Donovan has won the game. November 7th, 1921. I thought there's an outro, and there might be an outro. Maybe it'll play now if I press the continue button, but the other thing is that it's entirely possible it will just take us back to the main screen. And there is one last thing that I want to cover before we return to the main screen. One last tidbit of Irish history. You will know that I was quite frustrated by Frankie's mission. By his mission tree, basically. By Liam. And you might get a better understanding of why I was a bit frustrated by it. By the last thing that we cover, and that is that brooch. Frankie Donovan's brooch is a symbol of his loyalty and devotion to the British Crown, and it represents his desire to see Ireland remain under British control. It's what's known as a crown over harp, or sometimes a crown and harp, and it's made up of two consistent elements, so you can ignore the foliage around the bottom. Sometimes it's there, sometimes it's not, sometimes it's shamrocks, sometimes it's clover, or sometimes it's a scroll. But the two consistent elements are the harp, which represents Ireland. It became a representation of Ireland under English rule, so it was under England, or under English rule in the 1500s, that the harp came to signify Ireland. Today, it is still the emblem of Ireland. It's on the president's chair. It's on our coins, it's on our stamps, it's on government-headed notepaper. But the other part of this emblem is the crown, and it represents, in this case, the British crown. But when this emblem appeared for the first time, it represented the English crown in the mid-1600s. And then with various acts of union in the early 17 and again in the year 1800, it came to represent the imperial British crown. It is an emblem of royalist and loyalist institutions in Ireland. The harp of Ireland is subordinate to the imperial crown. It's supporting the crown. It is the greatest thing that an Irish person can aspire to, is to support the British crown, which rules over it. This is the theme of the emblem. And this brooch that Frankie is wearing became an emblem of English rule and then later British rule in Ireland from about the 1600s onwards. It was the emblem of the Royal Ulster Constabulary until they were required to rename and rebrand themselves, not disband, in the aftermath of the Good Friday Agreement. This was the emblem of the Royal Irish Constabulary and the Dublin Metropolitan Police. The RIC were the predecessors of the RUC. The DMP worked alongside the RIC, and both of those organisations played a role in the suppression of the 1916 Rising, a fairly small, minor role in the suppression of the 1916 Rising, but they also provided intelligence, which was used to pinpoint the leaders, the main leaders, and assist in their court-martials, in which many of them were sentenced to death. So it's the RIC and the DMP who would have been wearing this emblem, who would have been hunting Frankie Donovan down. They're who he escaped from. To avoid going up against the wall, he absconded from the RIC and the DMP. This is still the emblem of a number of British military regiments which have links to Ireland. Prince William would have been wearing this emblem on the buttons of his uniform when he was married. He was married in the uniform of an Irish Guard. But it's also the emblem of a number of Irish regiments which were disbanded in the aftermath of the creation of the Irish Free State. British regiments with Irish links, which were disbanded in the aftermath of the creation of the Irish Free State in 1922. Just a couple of months away. November 7th at the moment. November 7th, 1921. So you've British regiments like the Royal Munster Fusiliers, the South Irish Horse, and the Connaught Rangers. What's interesting about the Connaught Rangers is, first of all, their barracks is now a museum, and it is a 10-minute walk from Ordry House in County Galway, where this game was made, where Romero Games is based. It would also be quite close to Kilmaine, where Frankie Donovan is from. And when I saw this character, first of all, when I saw Frankie Donovan, first of all, and when Brenda Romero and Ian O'Neill were talking about Frankie on a Paradox episode, showing off this game, they were very vague about the role that Frankie played in the 1916 Rising, and I was wondering, why the hell is this guy who took part in the 1916 Rising, why the hell is he wearing what is in effect British military insignia? Or a British military emblem? And what I thought they were going to do was something rather interesting. I thought they were going to have Frankie as a member of the Connacht Rangers, a reserve battalion of which took part in the suppression of the 1916 Rising. For the first couple of days of the 1916 Rising, it's pretty much Irishmen and the Irish Volunteers firing at Irishmen in British regiments. And I thought that would be absolutely fascinating. Maybe Frankie feels angry. He's now being treated as a traitor, as a turncoat in Ireland. And he's fled to America to get away from that, and maybe the revolution comes after him. You could have had it as Liam comes over to try to convince him to send weapons to the IRA so that he can kind of make amends and maybe one day dream about going back to Ireland. But I think what's more likely is that the devs simply didn't understand what this emblem means. Maybe they simply didn't realize what it was. I can imagine the artist being told, create a character that isn't a stereotype, that isn't all paddywhackery. So they gave him a flat cap, a corbeen, they gave him a come on, they gave him a Bible in his pocket. All Irish people have Bibles in their pockets. I actually have one in 2 of my pockets at the moment. Just in case, I can't get to one of them and I desperately need to get to the other one. What else did they give him? In the drawing, they gave him rosary beads around his knuckles. So it's possible that the artist went looking for an emblem to put on him. What do we put on him? A Guinness? No, can't put a pint of Guinness on him. What's Irish? Lucky Charms? A box of no, not a box of Lucky Charms. Ooh, this thing. A harp. That's Irish. That's understandable. The problem for me with Frankie is that he's been trying to say something edgy about the Irish independence movement, and the writers, I get the feeling, were trying to say something edgy about the independence movement, and it just seems so empty coming out of the mouth of a man wearing British military emblems on him. I think they went for a lot of things. They put in too much into this game. They tried, and in fairness, they did do a very good job of creating a very interesting and unique Irish character. He's probably one of the, other than the British emblem, he's probably one of the best Irish characters that I've seen in a video game. But if we look at, we'll say, the come on, that's not mentioned anywhere in the game what that actually is. If you buy this game and you play it, you're going to have no idea what that thing is. Unless you watched that video, the Frankie Donovan showcase, on the Paradox Twitch channel, and read an article that's buried somewhere on the Empire of Sin website about Frankie. You would have no idea what this thing is called. It's not mentioned anywhere in the game. They went and they called this thing Machara Biog, my small friend. Stuck a couple of words of Irish into the game. And that had to be removed, because I presume the description of his action was just so confusing that it was just people didn't know what it meant. And again, it was simply Machara Biog. If you've never seen this word before, you've never seen Irish, you have no idea what this means. It's not explained anywhere in the game. It's not explained in his bio, which references him as a 5-time marksman. Again, something that made me think he was ex-British military, because you don't get titles like that in the Irish Volunteers, whatever a 5-time marksman is. I get the feeling that they just wanted to keep putting things into the game. They wanted to keep putting things in. They kept building these supports to try and hold up the game, but instead what happened is they all just started falling in each other. I think Frankie is one of the most important characters in the game, because he's based on Brenda Romero's great-grandfather, Paddy Donovan, who his birthday was St. Patrick's Day, and this game starts on St. Patrick's Day. Everyone's mission starts on St. Patrick's Day. And to see him the pride that Ian O'Neill and others had in telling the story about Frankie and his command called Machara Beag, and to see that completely removed from the game. To see it presented in such a way that people don't know what it is and start calling it a cricket bat or a hockey stick. I've seen one creator who does a lot of Empire of Sin content and constantly refers to it as a hockey stick. You can't expect people to know what it is. But like I said, it's not actually telegraphed in the game. So basically, Frankie's brooch and Frankie's command, to me, represent ideas that were put into this game. Some of them were seen through to the end, some of them had to be abandoned, some of them were half implemented. It's an ideas-heavy game that fails a bit on the execution. It's been interesting to get to see Frankie Donovan, to get to play as him, to get to see his mission. And you know what? I think if they just had it that Frankie Donovan took part in the Rising and he's fled to America to avoid being executed and had a mission totally unrelated to Ireland, I would have very little to complain about the brooch. But the fact that they tried to say something edgy about the revolutionary struggle, and I really can't comment on it because I have no idea what they were trying to say. Who knows what we're going to see next? I'm going to press continue. It's entirely possible that there's a cutscene. If there is, I just want you to remember something. At the start of this game, Frankie Donovan said, somebody said to Frankie about the brooch, Andy, and Frankie said, my mother gave it to me, it reminds me of home. So if there is a cutscene, I want you to remember that. If there isn't, well then, I'll be talking to you in a few seconds.
Frankie Donovan! I'm surprised you don't have someone to drive you around by now.
So there is a cutscene. There we can see the Imperial British Crown sitting atop, weighing down on the harp of Ireland. Do you know what? I'm glad I'm not going to have to look at that much longer. He does look like an RIC constable. He looks like a spy. And I actually thought that there was a good chance that Frankie might be a spy as well. I don't want to get too big for my boots, or it's good to spend some time amongst the little people. Yeah, I think that's Frankie's attitude.
It's good to spend some time amongst the little people, I find.
So, where can I take you, Your Majesty?
That's right, you called him Your Majesty. Frankie's royalty. Frankie supports the monarchy. Chicago has been good to me. Mostly, anyway. But there's a lot more to America to see. Chicago is grand, but there are so many shagging Irish people here, I might as well be at home. Do you remember how he wears that brooch because it reminds him of home?
Chicago's grand, but there are so many shagging Irish people here, I might as well be back at home.
So anywhere but Ireland.
Pick a direction, Sal. Let's see what else this country has in store. I think if we'd picked the other option, he would have told Sal anywhere. He would have actually said anywhere but Ireland. Or the further away from Ireland you can get me. Something like that. We'll see. He might actually say it.
Pick a direction, Sal. Let's see what else this country has in store.
Back to the start menu. Not exactly the most exhilarating or thrilling end. I get a feeling that the ending there by Frankie is setting up the DLC that's coming. So possibly we're going to be looking at New York. Possibly we're going to be looking at maybe the west coast of America. I'm not too sure. As far as I know, everybody's mission, if you succeed, ends with them in Sal's taxi being taken away to be, I don't know, taken off to somewhere else. This is a load off my mind. I've been waiting to talk about that brooch for a very long time. For months, I've been waiting to talk about that brooch. And its inclusion in the game on a character that's supposed to be... Again, we saw it there. My mother gave it to me. It reminds me of home. There's so many Irish people here, I might as well be at home. I don't know. Do you know what? I'm going to stop talking about the brooch and about the representation of Ireland in the game, because I really don't know what the devs wanted to say. And usually with games like this, usually with games you're able to say, well, this is what the dev team is trying to say, this is what the writers are trying to say, this is why I agree with it, this is why I disagree with it. But here, I simply don't know what they're trying to say, and I can't put together any coherent arguments to support or to counter what they were saying. The last few episodes have been strange. It's been combat heavy. I've been trying to cut out the combat out of the episodes because, you know, it gets very repetitive. You can imagine if we had another 6 neighborhoods to go through. And I congratulate anyone who is able to play through the long form game, the 10 missions. The dev team is doing tremendous work in adding to this game, adding new material. It's predominantly bug fixes at the moment. They've done a lot of work with revamping how the safe house works. Do you remember the safe house that we never once visited in this game? There's a lot of things that I never did. And the fact that I was able to get through this game and I could get through other games without, you know, using a mole, without bothering about the synergies. I'm going to leave it there. It's an ideas-heavy game that fails on the execution, that doesn't succeed on the execution. And my personal belief is that there are too many things that are important to the game that can't be changed now. I think, you know, taking 50, 60, 70, 80, 90, 100 rackets is pointless. But that's an important part of the game, and it can't be removed. Frankie there towards the end, I think, must have had about 250 kills to his name. And if you read T.J. English's account of the Irish-American gangster, it ends with a discussion on Whitey Bulger. Actually, the very end of the end of the chapter is Whitey Bulger disappeared into the night and has never been seen since. So the book was written in the very early 2000s, at a time when Bulger was he was number 2 on the FBI's most wanted list, behind Osama bin Laden. And he was captured a few years later, sentenced to life in prison, and I think he was murdered in prison. But he is one of the most notorious Irish-American criminals of all time. And he is suspected of being involved in a staggering 19 murders. Frankie Donovan killed close to 250 people in this game. I think if we had gotten through this game by killing maybe 20, 30, 40 people, I think there would have been a lot more impact to those events. But it just became repetitive after a while. But there's a couple of other things that need to be fixed. The AI, there are small problems with the AI and things like that, but I just think they're dependent on mechanics that mean that this game will never be what it could have been. It was fascinating and fantastic to get to see the likes of Frank McCurlin, very briefly, Bugs Moran, Dean O'Banion. I might actually play his mission on Twitch at some stage. It was great to see Frank Ragen, the racist bastard. That's another thing I'm disappointed in, is that the Irish-American involvement in the Chicago race riots, that wasn't mentioned. It was quite literally whitewashed from the game. Frank Ragen is there. You have an ability to talk about some of the shadier aspects of what these characters did, but that's completely ignored. But there is criticism, perceived criticism, of the revolutionary struggle in Ireland. I know a lot of people feel rather awkward about the way prostitution is depicted in the game, because at the time it would have quite often been forced on young women, or they would have felt like they had very few opportunities. It was quite a violent world. And some people kind of feel a bit awkward about the way John Romero's, I think it's his grandmother, there's a character, her name was Elvira Duarte, and her... she's in this game, or there's a character based on her, and the real-life character built her money, her empire. Not a Frankish empire, but she built it on prostitution. And it's kind of passed off as in, like, she wasn't a madam herself, but she was great to the gals. A lot of the seedier elements are kind of ignored. And maybe, if they were going to be ignored, and maybe, like, this game isn't a place to deal with them, maybe they shouldn't have been put in at all. I mean, you could have gotten by without having brothels in the game. I think it's a very peculiar type of person that would have complained about not having the ability to run brothels. Okay, we mightn't have seen Rosie half naked, but all the same. I've been rambling. I've been ranting because I just don't know. I'm not entirely too sure how to end this. I did enjoy it. I'll probably play on Twitch as Dino Banyan at some stage. I'd be slow going into a 10 neighborhood game. I enjoyed seeing the Irish American characters. I enjoyed some of the Irish gangsters that we were able to hire. Cyril's mission was a bit strange and all over the place now that I think of it. Poor old Nora. I was so excited about the brooch. I never addressed the fact. Do you know what? I feel glad it was Frankie. I feel glad it was Frankie who dealt with Nora in the end. It was his mess. And it was only too right that he should fix it. And then what does he do? Gets into a taxi and drives away. Leaves everyone behind. Doesn't care about Cyril. Doesn't care about Frank McCurlin. Doesn't care about... your man... You know, your man in the coat. In the big heavy coat. Thank you all for joining me on this bizarre and interesting look at the Irish-American gangster as represented in Empire of Sin. We got to look at some weapons that were used in the War of Independence and the Civil War and the 1916 Rising. We got to look at some real historical characters. And we got to see some characters like Cyril, who would have been based on aspects of Irish life and Irish culture and society. We got to look at some of the seedier aspects of Irish-American crime. Like I said, the Ragen's cults would have had a lot of Irish and Irish-American people in them, notoriously racist. I enjoyed this playthrough, and I'm very glad that you joined me for it. If you have any ideas for games that you would like to see me cover in future that include Irish and Irish-American characters or reference to history, or even games that don't, but I do like focusing on Irish history where I can find it. Thank you all very much for joining me on this episode, for joining me on this series. You know what to do. Give it a like, give it a comment, subscribe if you haven't done so to be kept up to date with more absolute anarchy and nonsense. Because if you don't, now that Frankie is gone, I will send the entire gang around to your house to drink all of your alcohol. Thank you for joining me on this episode, and I will talk to you again in future.